So you're a new real estate agent and you're trying to figure out what's the best way to market yourself and start generating business now. Awesome, and congrats on your decision. I'm gonna share with you in this video what I would do if I was starting today after 20 years of real estate sales experience and selling at the highest level. So let's dive in. Hi, I'm Mikesh, and I'm one of the coaches here at the Real Estate Game Changers, where we share proven strategies to help grow and scale your real estate business. To become a top producing agent, you have to start to think and act like a top producing agent would act today. So as you can imagine, top producing agents, they're very busy. They're doing a lot of activity. They also have deep market knowledge, and then of course they go the extra mile for their clients. And in that, I've just given you the secrets and what the outline is going to be for this video. I'm going to start off with what I think is the second most important thing to scaling up and becoming a top agent, and that is your market knowledge. To be a top agent, you have to study and understand the real estate market, both from a national perspective as well as a local market perspective. For national market knowledge, I turn to a tool that we call KCM, which stands for Keeping Current Matters. This is a subscription service that you can get, which will give you monthly real-time data on the real estate market nationally, and they'll even break it down into certain regions like Northwest, Northeast, Southwest, Southeast, where you can start to get clarity on what's happening at the national scale with regards to the real estate market and the data, and also how do you position that to your clients both on the sell side and the buy side. We find this to be a very valuable tool, and to this day, I still have my real estate team watch these market reports and the videos that come out every single month. You're going to get graphics that you can share on social media. You're going to get the data, the charts, everything you need to understand real estate market at a high level nationally. For local market knowledge, I use a tool called Altos Research. Altos Research connects to your local MLS and provides you with real-time data and weekly updates as it relates to your local market. Really important data points like average days on market, average price point. What is the inventory right now doing? Is it going up? Is it going down? And how do you take all of the information that's available to you right now on the MLS, but synthesize that into charts and graphs that will allow you to help share it with your clients and also be the most informed person about the real estate market at your next local cocktail party. Once you have the data, you can now go out to the marketplace and share your expertise. And you'll be able to take that monthly data from the national reports and that weekly data from the local reports, and you'll be able to share that with your audience. This means putting out the messaging on social media, to your database or all your channels, and really helping them understand that you're in the real estate game and you're an expert about the market. The third most important thing is your activity. Remember we said a few minutes ago that you have to be busy. You have to act like a top agent, and top agents are busy. So my recommendation when you're just getting started is act as if. And what I mean by that is you should be looking at your local market. You should be looking at your contacts. Even if you come to the table and you have very few contacts, maybe your family and friends in the area that you're doing business in is very small, you can start to build upon that and add contacts to that every day. But what you're going to do is you're going to communicate with them, you're going to communicate with your social media channels, and you're going to get your expertise out there while also looking at the market and studying the properties in the market. Remember, the best bait that you have for marketing are actual properties in your market that are going to be interested to your prospects that you're approaching. So what I want you to do is I want you to actually study what are the niches that you're going to go after in your market. As they say, you can't be everything to all people. So what are you going to go after? And my recommendations around that are as follows. I think you should look at 3 segments when it comes to your market as a new agent. Number 1, the market that you live in. The market that you live in is the market that you already know the best. It's the market that you drive in and out of every day on your way anywhere. And it's the market that you're going to feel the most confidence in because you're there and you know people there and you have a perception of what's going on around you. So I want you to be the expert in the market that you live in. I want you to know every property that comes up, every property that sells, study them, go visit them, take videos of them when you're there. Understand what are the dynamics of the market you live in, first and foremost. The second market segment that I want you to hone in on is what market do you want to live in? This will be a market that you can easily get passionate about because it represents, if you had some more money and you had some more ability, let's say that you are the top performing agent that you want to be, where would you live then? What would be your scale up community? Go study that market. Because of the fact that you have an interest in it and that's where you would want to be, the passion and the authenticity that you have for that market and the reasons why you want to live there are going to come out, and people are going to connect with you over those same reasons. So I would expect you to go out and study, what is the market that you hope to move up to? What's your dream market? Where do you want to be? And then study that market. Watch the MLS. All the houses that come up, you should be looking at and studying them, understanding, why did they price it at that? Do you think it's high? Do you think it's low? Go visit the properties. What do you like about it? What were you surprised about? And then communicate and share that through your social media channels and with your database. And the last market segment that I want you to hone in on is, what is the market segment that has the highest turnover rate? You see, when I was coming up through the ranks and I was selling real estate at a high level, I realized that a lot of the agents tend to go after the same communities. Maybe it's that luxury community. Maybe it's that large community, that community that everybody generally likes. And because everybody tends to follow the herd and go after the same areas, they're all competing in what we call a red ocean. If you've never read the Blue Ocean Strategy book, I highly recommend that book. But the premise is simple. It's like if everybody else is over here, you want to go over here and find clear blue waters where not everybody is in a feeding frenzy and those waters are red. And the way that you can do that is start to analyze and look at what are the communities, areas of your marketplace that have the highest turnover rate. So the total number of homes divided by the amount of sales over the last 12 months in that area will give you your turnover rate. And I want you to break that down for 30 or 40 or even 50 different areas in your marketplace and actually do the math, because I think it will be surprising to you. You're going to find that there's some communities that have really high turnover that you weren't really thinking of, and that's going to be the same across all agents. And by studying and honing in on those areas, you can find a community that's the right size for you that you can market to, but also has a really strong turnover rate. That's where you're likely to find more sales and more opportunity when you're starting out. Once you've identified your 3 niches, then you could really become an expert and go deep into those areas. You want to set up saved searches on MLS for those. You'll want to go preview all of the homes that come up in your niches and really be an expert on those so that there's nobody that's in real estate that could possibly know more than you about those areas. Now, guys, will that take a lot of work? Yes, it will. But remember, we're going to act as if. We're going to be super busy right out of the gate, just like we would if we were a top performing agent. And by being super busy and doing that hard work on the front end, you're going to get better and better and better. And when you get on the phone with a prospect, when you're in front of a client at a party, you're going to have the ability to communicate your expertise and your local market knowledge, and most importantly, your product knowledge in a way that's going to endear them to you. And they're going to say, this is somebody that I want to work with. They are in the know. So you may be wondering, why did I skip over number 1? I went right to number 2 and then to number 3. And the reason is because I believe number 1 is the most critical aspect of a new agent's success, but it's also not the most sexy. And I didn't tell you number 1 on purpose because I didn't want you to gloss over and not listen to the rest of this content, because number 1 is your database. You heard me talk about your database a little bit, but without a database, you're really not operating as a strategic realtor. You're operating on a principle of hope. Like, hey, I hope I bump into somebody. I hope somebody calls me and wants to sell a house. And I find far too many agents operating on this hope strategy, which isn't really a strategy at all. What you have to do is you have to get serious about your database, and you have to have a way to organize that database and communicate with that database so that when that perfect property comes up and you get really excited about it, you're able to communicate your excitement and your features about that property and why it's a good deal instantly to all the people that you've spent time curating and putting into this database. Now, we don't want to spam anybody. That's not the goal here. The goal is to communicate valuable content to your audience at the right time. And a database is going to allow you to do that. Once you have your database set up properly, and you're going to be able to communicate the right property at the right time to the right segment, to your right market niche, you're going to be able to have amazing power behind your message that's going to get people to pick up the phone and call you, text you, email you, and say, yeah, I want to look at that property. That's exactly what I've been looking for. The database is super powerful and can't be underestimated. Because your database is such a critical aspect of your real estate sales career, everybody who partners with us at Real Estate Game Changers will get a database as part of their monthly membership to our program. So check out the link below in the video description and learn how you can partner with us today and start building your database to accelerate your real estate career.